The year was 2008. It was the worst year of my life. I'd lost everything in the stock market. I wanted to commit suicide. I wanted to end it all. I wanted the pain to stop. I was beating myself up emotionally, but I was a high achiever, so I thought, what else could I beat myself up with? These are the things I would beat myself up with physically. My fists, my hands, anything I could get my hands on. And I started drinking. And it was time to tell my wife. Whew. Honey, I have some really bad news to tell you. She said, what is it, honey? I said, we've lost everything. The house, everything. I made some very bad and stupid investments. She looked at me and she gave me a big hug. Wow. And I said, look, honey, this is serious. This is really serious. She said, no, you don't understand. Honey, I thought you were dying. I thought you had cancer. I don't care about the money. That's what she was worried about. And she looked at me with those beautiful brown eyes and just gave me a big hug. I felt safe, I felt secure, I felt loved. And in that moment, nothing mattered. What do we do now? She said, look, what do you love to do? I love to coach and give. So let's do that. I thought it'd be time to start listening to my wife. Yeah, so I did. And I started to give. A magical thing happened. The pain disappeared. In the moment I gave, the pain disappeared. The more you give, the less the pain. The moment you give authentically, without wanting anything in return, the pain and suffering will disappear. I met a friend of mine, Louis. Hey, Louis, how are you? I'm great. Hey, man, when are you going to do an event? What do you mean? You know, you've helped me, you've helped my wife, you helped my family, you've helped everybody. You have a gift. Why don't you do an event? I said, I would love to, but quite frankly, I'm scared. He said, what are you scared of? I said, Louis, what happens if no one turns up? You know, I don't want to feel embarrassed. I don't want to feel stupid. I don't want people to laugh at me. He said, Anil, if no one turns up, no one will know. I can do that. First event, 6 people. 6 people, that's pretty good. 10, 20, 50, 100. Then I met a very wise man. He said, Anil, you have to say yes and work it out afterwards. So I said yes to bigger stages, 100, 200, 500, eventually in front of 10,000 people in Colombia, in a bull ring, to a Spanish audience. My kid said, whatever you do, Dad, do not dance. Not going to happen. I wrote a book. People read it. People bought it. Became a bestseller. Me, that was never going to be possible. Adversity is your friend. It's not what happens in life, it's who you become. I developed a happiness formula. H equals G cubed. The first G is you have to give. Give your time, your energy, your love, your commitment, your joy, your gift. Give it away without wanting anything in return. The second G is you have to be grateful for what you have and do not focus on what you don't have. So everybody, pull out your hands. They're at the end of your arms. Look at them. When was the last time you thanked them? They've done everything for you. What would you give to get them back if you lost them? Anything. The third G is you have to grow. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. Now, if you look at give, I'd like you to do this exercise. There's a score, 10 being immensely giving and 0 giving. What is your give score? Do the same for gratitude. What is your gratitude score? 10 is the best, 0 is the lowest. And what is your growth score? 10 is the best, 0 is the lowest. You have it. It takes me 10 seconds to do this. I'm going to give you 11. Go. What's your G's? Give, grow, gratitude. It's fairly easy, yeah? Do you notice they're all different numbers? And if you want to have a sustained life of happiness, all you have to do is one thing. Always work on the lowest score. If you work on the lowest score, everything rises. This is so powerful. This one thing will change your life. Give, grow, gratitude. Who thinks knowledge is power? Most people do, but it's not. I know how to lose weight. I don't do it. I really didn't think that was funny. Well, why not? But how do you get clarity? There's only one way. That's awareness. Awareness gives you clarity. Clarity gives you focus. Focus gives you action. Action gives you results. Results gives you momentum. Momentum gives you everything. You cannot be in love. You cannot be joyous. You cannot be fulfilled. You cannot be successful without awareness. Awareness is the master discipline. If you master awareness, you master your life. So how do you gain awareness? All you do is put systems in place. You could put a post-it note on your computer. Hey, be aware. Wear something on your wrist. Or keep a sock in your back pocket. Every time you realize it's there, what's that there for? Or just wear one sock, just to remind you. Whatever it takes. You know, Einstein said the most powerful force on the planet is compounding interest. I think he was wrong. There's something more powerful. So if I asked you today, could you be 0.5% more playful? Yes, 0.5% more joyful, present, giving, generous. You could, couldn't you? Now, if you compounded that over a week, a month, a year, that would be called compounding happiness. Your life would change. If you just did that one thing, you will see magnificent results. I've noticed geniuses look alike. You know, I would always leave the toilet lid off the toilet, and my wife would get upset. And I would do it deliberately at times. That's the type of guy I was. But one day she said to me, Anil, every time you do that, I lose love for you. She's right. We have to be careful what we say, how we say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Let's all be a little bit more kinder, more sympathetic, more playful, more joyful. We never know the impact we have on other people. People will always remember how you made them feel. There are two types of people. The first person is, they make you happy when they enter the room. The second type of person is, you're happy when they leave the room. Which one are you? You know, everything that we do as human beings, we do for one reason. We have a nice meal, a nice relationship, a car, money in the bank, for one reason only. It's for the feeling it gives us. We do everything for a feeling. So right now, think of a magical moment in your life. Got it? Who generated that? You did. If you could manifest any feeling at any time, you would control life instead of life controlling you. This is your life. Adversity is your friend. What's the greatest gift you can give your kids? Give them no, it's not money. Give them the ability to handle life. You have to throw adversity at your kids that they can reasonably handle. So when, about 9 years ago, when our children were 18, we sent them around the world alone. We haven't seen them since. But I'm sure they're okay. We would share a beautiful exercise. We would sit around a dinner table and I would ask my wife, honey, what did you do today that you were not thankful? And she said, I tidied up the house. No one thanked me. So we would all thank her, my son, my daughter, me. And then we would ask the same question to everybody. Next question is, what act of kindness did you perform today? We would go around the table. What act of kindness did you see today? Go around the table. What did you see? What did you notice? Go around the table. One day my son said, Dad, I noticed you picked me up from school. You gave me a hug and a kiss. I will always do that, son, no matter what happens for the rest of my life. And the last question is there anything on your mind? Next day, my wife would lead the exercise. Next day, my son, who was 9 at the time, would lead the exercise. Next day, my 7-year-old would lead the exercise. Imagine a 9 and 7-year-old leading an exercise like that. They'd have to be confident, caring, loving, respectful, a leader. Level of awareness way beyond anywhere else. This one exercise will change your life. You know, I've been married 31 years, 1 month, 22 days. And I've realized that 3 bad meals can spoil a relationship. I've had 3 bad meals in those years. I can name every meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Obviously, my wife's not here. One sentence can change your life. The one sentence that changed my life was Steve Martin. He said, be so good that you cannot be ignored. I modified it slightly to be so amazing that you cannot be ignored. And if you are ignored, it doesn't matter, because how you show up in this beautiful world will be this magnificent soul. Changed my life completely. I learned that forgiveness is the express pathway to freedom. Forgiveness is the express pathway to freedom. The quality of your life is dependent on the depth and authenticity of the forgiveness you extend to yourself and to others. It's not about you winning. It's not about them winning. It's about everyone winning. Who do you need to forgive? Who do you need to let go of? Today. This is your life. I urge you to give, to grow, to be grateful, to be so amazing that you cannot be ignored, to love, to be the greatness inside of you. From my family to your family, it was 2008, my worst year ever, became my best year. Thank you.